by Riverside.
Hello, and welcome into the Sad Fan, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything that made you sad from the previous week.
Sounds so excited, Fry.
Yeah, as you guys can probably tell by my voice, it's a little off, a little different. I'm a little under the weather, kind of upsetting. I have a pretty big trip coming up on Friday, so I'm doing my best to eat all the oranges.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But I think we have to start in the obvious place, team. And the obvious place is we owe Ireland a huge apology for that atrocious game we sent them. Probably what is the worst rivalry game in all of college football. And no disrespect to the Navy, prior service Air Force here. So it's not like I root for them. But, you know, go all armed forces. But they don't belong playing, pardon me, they don't belong playing a team like Notre Dame. So did you guys get to watch that game?
Yes. Yes, no. I did.
Okay.
The uniforms were on point. I just have to say, I love me some Celtic knots all over the place. You know, the field was looking great until they actually stepped on it, and then all the paint was gone. But the game itself was a little sad, pretty lopsided. I mean, I know that the Navy, like these guys are. Once they finish with the Naval Academy, they are expected to actually become officers in the Navy. So that means they have to be able to fit on boats. And, you know, I don't know if anyone's ever looked at a ship cabin before, but it is just this little tiny cot that you're expected to like fold yourself into. So there's definitely height and weight requirements for shipmen. And it's like, these guys just cannot be big enough. I mean, to hold their own against really, really big corn-fed dudes from the Midwest or from wherever who are on opposing teams. So that's a lot of the reason why our armed forces just are not on par.
I was wondering where you were going with the whole cot thing. I was like, where's this going?
Just saying.
But I mean, it's funny. Wes, traditionally, Notre Dame has one of the best offensive lines in college football, right?
Yeah, they do. And, I mean, it makes sense, though, because, like, if you're one of the best football players in the country and you think you have a shot at going to the NFL, you're not going to go to a service academy unless your family has, like, deep ties to the military. So that's another thing holding them back.
And apparently, if you can throw a football either, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you can throw, well, maybe Air Force has thrown a little bit more in recent years. Army's thrown a little bit more in recent years, but definitely not Navy.
Yeah, any high school quarterback, they're like, here, can you hand the ball off without fumbling?
Can you run behind the fullback?
Yeah.
Today's kind of a fun show outside of that apology. Wes, I know you took some time to look at what Caleb Williams was able to do against a weaker San Jose State team. Were you impressed by the front runner for the Heisman Trophy?
I mean, I think it's about as expected. He went 28 for 35, so 80%, I think, 4 touchdowns, but it's against San Jose State, so.
Right. Right. And, you know,
much ado about nothing.
Yeah, his stats look great on paper, but I mean, if a Trojan crafts in the woods, but it's on the Pac-12 network, did anybody actually hear it? You know, I'm sorry, I have to complain. I have to do this every single season, but my God, does it suck. To be a Pac-12 fan.
It doesn't matter because the Pac-12 is dead.
It's the last year that I can complain about it because then we'll be on the Big Ten Network. But still, my goodness, I have to pay an extra $70 a month just to get, Slinger Fugo or whatever to be able to see these games. And I didn't do it in time for last weekend. Guess I'll have to do it for this weekend.
I got to ask the question, was that a handing of the torch to San Jose State? For joining the next Pac-12 team?
I will say this. USC's defense was atrocious because San Jose State's quarterback looked really good against them. And if you're considering that team to make the playoffs, they've got to find their defense. And if you can't find it against San Jose State, it's going to be rough.
Yeah. I mean, just even being able to score 28 points And it doesn't look like USC did that many substitutions. It's not like, it was third string against San Jose's first string or anything like that. So I'm a little interested to see exactly how, if it was just first game, trying to get everyone to gel together or jitters or whatever it was, or if this was not a fluke and this is the way their season's going to be, with a lot of opportunities for other people to just exploit and take them on down, which would be great because that leaves plenty of room for my team.
And they leave the pack.
The inexplicable billboard in New York City for 28-year-old Bo Nix.
I do not condone this.
We did it with Joey. We did it with Joey.
We did towards the end of the season. No, it was in Times Square.
Okay.
But that was towards the very, towards actual voting. It was not basically preseason. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I love my team. I do not love Bo Nix. As a person, I think he is a player. I think he's good. He's definitely good. There's no denying that. But I mean,
I would deny that.
I think we need to calm way down as Oregon fans. There's already people talking about obviously they're going to be in the playoffs and stuff. I think that's too soon for just about anybody, really, for any team to just be well, obviously.
I was disappointed in Sam Hartman. I will say that. I wasn't as high on Sam Hartman's performance as a lot of people were. I thought he put the ball on a couple dimes where I was like, oh, that was a really good toss. But against Navy, I felt like he should have played better.
Especially since it's his 6th year.
Yeah, also playing. 28 years old.
That COVID year.
Yeah, him and Bo Nix both, Spider-Man meme, both 28 years old, pointing at each other. You playing with these 19-year-olds? Yeah, me too. On to the meat and potatoes of our show today. We're going to be taking a dive into the division. We're going to try to make it fun. I can't bring as many shenanigans as I'd like to, as you can hear. It's hard for me to get words out right now. But what I will say is we're going to start in your guys' favorite division, the NFC West. All right, so I'm going to say this. Kyler Murphy, is he being put in a corner? Is that what's happening with Kyler Murphy? Are they tanking for Caleb Williams?
You mean Kyler Murray?
Yeah, it's what I said. It's just the voice and the cough drop made it sound like Murphy. But,
Kyler Murphy.
I heard it too in the headphone, and I was like, please just let it go. No, Wes was like, no, I'm here for you, buddy. I know you're not feeling good.
I'm going to pick up your slack, bro.
But yeah, so is that what's happening with him? Because I read he's still on the physically unable to perform list.
I mean, yeah.
Ian,
who did they draft? Who was it they drafted?
As far as what?
Quarterback.
They didn't draft a quarterback this year.
I thought they did. Who was it?
And they just cut Colt McCoy. So if you got who's left to play?
Josh Dobbs. Dobbs is their starting quarterback.
Thank you for knowing the third string quarterback on the Cardinals.
Brock Purdy was the third string quarterback, and look what he did.
But this is Josh Dobbs. I think Jacksonville.
Maybe they are.
What is it? Jacksonville.
Everyone was like, Brock Purdy. Who's that?
No,
and
you
now
did
he's
that.
starting for
you
the
did
Niners.
That. You ate that. You did that a lot. You apologized last week. I will let it go. But you were definitely on his ass last year.
I mean, we'll see how he does this year. Once he, since he'll be the starter come week 1.
Okay. What were you going to say about the Cardinals, Chelsea?
Oh, just that I think that maybe they are. Maybe they've already decided, before even the real game 1, that their season's just already in the toilet, and that it's just not going to happen. That's sad. And I hate that this happens because it's pathetic for the fans. It's pathetic for sponsors and advertisers. It's pathetic for the league. It's everyone should be coming out and showing out. So to just decide that you're pretty much already over it before the season begins is
you're not going to play.
What a freaking waste of time for everybody.
Yeah. And then what's going on with the Rams, everyone? We're going to get to the Seahawks. I know that's what you guys actually want to talk about. But the Rams, Matthew Stafford's wife, Did you guys read her quote?
No.
Matthew's having trouble relating to the younger players.
That boomer.
My God, he's younger than me.
Seriously,
it's
what's
not
his deal?
that hard.
Look at Aaron Rodgers on Hard Knocks. Aaron Rodgers on Hard Knocks seems to be doing just fine. Have you guys seen his and Sauce Gardner's secret handshake?
No.
So they go up to each other and they do like this, and then they pull it down.
Wow.
Cool.
They're so cool.
That's how
so
you relate
cool.
to these younger kids, Matthew. Just take
By
a
being
lesson
an
from
idiot.
take a lesson. Take a lesson.
All you
from
gotta
Aaron
do
Rodgers.
is start a group chat, get the memes flowing, come back with some of your own. Like, that's, do what you need to do. I know that people are gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, damn, she's old. But it's
how hard would it, or how hard must it have been for Philip Rivers to communicate with the young kids when his children were their age?
What about Tom Brady, guys? Tom Brady's 45. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Philip Rivers probably had how many kids does he have?
I think
8,
17.
10?
I think one's been in college since Bo Nix has been in college.
Right? Yeah. So
he
maybe
could field at
that's
least
how.
one
Maybe
side of the team.
Maybe he had his oldest do all the texting for him.
Maybe. So now on to the two top teams in this division. I think from what I presume are going to be the two top teams. I like Los Angeles. I just don't think they're going to be a top team in this division.
They suck. They're going to be worse than last year.
Yeah, their defensive back half looks rough. But we've got Seattle, who look like they're going all in. And we've got with what they can go all in with. And then you've got San Francisco, who still looks like a juggernaut despite the Trey Lance fiasco.
I mean, I'm going to be a homer here. And Seahawks, I think Seahawks win the division. Jackson Smith and Jigba started practicing today, just 1 week out of surgery. Apparently, it was a really small bone in the wrist. So I don't know. Maybe it was this little one that's freaking useless. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Isaiah Pacheco played in the Super Bowl with a broken wrist, so
there you go. No one needs the wrist. What's the wrist for?
I feel like I need my wrist.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
Wes, please stop doing that. It doesn't look like you think it looks on camera.
I do what I want.
All right, so Chelsea, what about you? Sorry you had to watch that.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing really surprising, as everyone's getting down to their 53-man rosters, there was nothing terribly insane that came from the Seahawks, and a little bit weird given, I guess, I don't know, if I was the 49ers, I would have a grocery cart full of quarterbacks. So I don't know if it necessarily made sense.
Valid point.
For them to ship one off.
Who is their backup? Because, they're starting last year's third stringer. So.
Sam Darnold.
Oh. So Sam Darnold's a fourth stringer.
Well, he's their second stringer now.
But he's backing up a former third stringer.
Poor Sam Darnold. You guys, we forget that he had to start off his career with the Jets.
It's always rough for anyone.
Yeah. All right, so do you have the 49ers then, Chelsea?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wes is waiting to call you a traitor. Look how eager he is.
I know. I see it.
I was waiting to flip a lid.
I don't know. I think it's going to be close between the two of them, and I know that's probably a cop-out, but it just really depends on, can you get everyone healthy? Can you get everyone on the field? And, reoccurring injuries or just new ones. Oh my God.
Cardinals win the Super Bowl.
I think, we all know that's. They might be the first team to ever lose 16. No, I guess they can't be the first team to lose 16 games, but maybe go 1-16 as opposed to anything else. I think they're the only team that on the Las Vegas books is not favored in any of their games. So
yikes.
That's
for me, I am going to take the 49ers. I know Shocking.
Oh.
But I do think I think the juxtaposition in the coaching is great too, by the way. Because you have one of the youngest coaches in the NFL, two of the youngest coaches in the NFL in that division. And three, right? Arizona too. Against Petey, who's been great. He's been great for so long.
Yeah.
I do
Age
think
is just a number, bro.
No, I do think it's going to be a close division race, like you guys said. I just think the 49ers have just too much firepower. They've got a stud at every level on defense, right? On the defensive line, they've got Nick Bosa, Fred Warner back. In their cornerbacks are all healthy this year. Pardon me, their secondary. I think they're going to be tough, but I think it'll be fun to watch. The funnest games to watch this year will be probably Seattle against San Francisco. Now we go off to the NFC East.
I mean, those games always give me a heart attack, so
okay, calm down.
I don't like watching those.
Now NFC East, where apparently the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl again, even though they're in the same division with the last team that went to the Super Bowl. And I do have the Eagles in this division. I think the Commanders, though it's a good story.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yo, it's
Jerry
all
Jones?
over. It's all over. Like social media, people are picking the Cowboys, except for Stephen A, of course. Stephen A is not doing that.
Who's their quarterback? Is it still Dak Prescott?
It is still Dak Prescott, and they
then
traded for
they're
Trey
not
Lance.
going anywhere.
And they traded for Trey Lance to back up Dak Prescott.
They're not going anywhere.
Two quarterbacks that have trouble throwing the football, which is always good, as you've heard my Justin Fields takes. But when it comes to this division, I think it's status quo. I think the Giants are going to be fun again, but I still think 9-7, or pardon me, 9-8 maybe max for them. They'll be a fun team. I like Dave's. I think Dave Ball is a good coach. I think he's fun to watch his offense. I don't think Daniel Jones is that dude still. I think Jalen Hurts probably is becoming that dude. So that's it for me. Status quo. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. Like, I don't know. If we're going just based on vibes, like the Cowboys just don't give me good vibes ever. Ever. Like, there's just something that's just something just doesn't seem right with, like, their style of play and, like, the way that they communicate before and after games, you know, in their press conferences and stuff. It just seems like it's very strange. So, I don't know. I didn't watch any of the preseason because I just cannot care. But so if we're doing this, you know, right before week 1, I'm going to say, like, no, they're not. Mm-mm.
They're also the most injury-prone team I've ever seen.
So, Eagles win. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a few other teams I would probably get that too, including the Niners, but
I've given the Dallas Cowboys offensive line props for being the best offensive line I've ever seen multiple times. And then, like, one player goes down, and it's always these nagging injuries. They'll lose CeeDee Lamb for a little while. While Gallup was there, he was often injured. Dak Prescott's always nicked up. Like, that team just always appears to be hurt. Like, Pollard's not going to play for a while for them at running back, so it's just hard.
I think the Eagles win the division again.
Mm-hmm.
I think Giants wind up in second place. Football team in third place. And then Cowboys in the basement.
You think it's going to be a big letdown season?
Oh, yeah.
See,
they're trash. Dak Prescott is not going to improve at all.
I mean,
is garbage as the, like, obviously the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl again, or to the Super Bowl this season, takes are, I think my brother has them beat by just saying, like, no, they're going to be, like, just at the bottom. Are you kidding me? Like, have you been paying attention? Do you have eyeballs? Like, this is not hard. They are not going to be at the bottom. That's, unfortunately, the Washington football team's place to take.
I agree with that.
But
that's what everyone said about the Rams last year.
But are they going to? Is Washington going to have a better football season than last year? Sorry, almost cursed there. Absolutely. Is it going to be enough to break them out from the bottom of their division? No.
Yes.
No.
I don't think so, man. I think it's going to be Giants or Commanders. I do think it's going to be the Commanders, but because Sam Howell's, I don't know. You got to prove it to me. All right, North.
North. I'm just going to say, now that Dan Snyder's gone, I think, like, the cloud has been lifted over the organization, and I think It's a breath of fresh air, and they're not going to be in the basement.
Okay, let's go to the NFC North, where it is north of the basement. All right, I don't think
one team being above the basement. I mean, like
those teams suck. Let's be real.
The Vikings are good. I think the Vikings are good.
That's what I was talking about.
I think the Lions could shock some people. I know they're kind of a what's it called, an in vogue pick or a popular pick or a heartwarming pick.
I feel like they're like a feel good story if they go.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Feel good story. Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
No, what moves have they made that would make them that would make that argument for me?
They had a great draft. They loaded up in free agency. They loaded up in free agency. Like they're going to go hunting.
Good moves, and they did good last year. They almost made the playoffs. They should have.
They have
very
arguably
skeptical.
St. Raw is a really good receiver. They have a really good tight end. I mean, their weak spot is Jared Goff. It seems.
Okay.
I mean, I think Jared Goff is going to do better this year than Matt Stafford.
Well, he can communicate with the young people, so.
Yeah, there you go. I think the Lions take everyone by surprise this year. I think they win the division.
Well, I will be very surprised because I think that is also a terrible take.
Okay.
Jot it down.
I got Green Bay as my basement team. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
It makes me sad, but
it is what it is. Well, actually, I mean, you say that, but like, I don't know. Like, what are the Bears doing?
Well, DJ Moore adds an interesting dynamic to that offense if Justin Fields can throw the ball past the line of scrimmage to him. It appears all the throws this preseason were behind the line of scrimmage to him. But
okay. So
Cole Kmet is a good tight end.
I can throw the ball farther than Justin Fields. Okay.
No, he has a cannon. He just can't hit anyone downfield. He's just not accurate. Sorry, Wes.
We'll see.
You don't want to say anything either? You're like,
I mean, they're going to do better than the Packers. Okay. I think they're going to be like 500. Justin Fields is going to play pretty good.
You can't be 500 anymore.
Okay, but 500 plus or minus a game.
Okay. All right. So you got the Lions winning the division. I got Vikings. I do think the Vikings.
Vikings, yeah.
I think Kirk Cousins is gonna choke in the playoffs as per usual, and we're gonna get that story again.
I'm typing my picks up so we can look back at them in 4 months.
Please,
we can see how Westradamus did.
It's also recorded.
Yeah, no, I know.
But this is easier to go back and then instead of having to listen through the whole thing.
Now,
please put that in our team channel.
On to what I believe are the two worst divisions in the NFL, the South divisions in both conferences. So we've got your Panthers, Falcons, Saints, and Buccaneers in the NFC South. Baker Mayfield, I have a soft spot for him because I do think Cleveland destroyed that man's career. Carolina, I don't think is going to be good with Bryce. It's just hard to be great with a rookie quarterback. However, Sneaky Advanced Analytics said they have one of the best defenses in the NFL last year. So that could be fun to watch. So sneaky good defense. I actually have the Saints winning this division again, though. Atlanta, as you heard, is an afterthought for me.
It's so hard because they're all trash. It's like who's gonna be the 9-8 team that wins the division?
Yeah.
That's.
And I think it's gonna be Carolina
with the rookie defense.
Okay.
Defense is hard to fight with. What do you think, Chelsea?
Ooh, gosh. I'm looking. So right now I'm looking at, as we're going through, I'm looking at the 53-man rosters and such, and it's just, I don't know. These are these four teams specifically are ones that I just generally don't pay attention to be honest. Just in general, and so I don't know enough about these to make a call. If I was going to just go with my gut, I would probably say the Saints, maybe the Falcons.
Yeah, and Alvin Kamara is starting off on a suspension. So something to consider. Maybe the Falcons.
Falcons are in the basement.
That's a weird one. That was a weird one.
All right, everyone gets one.
Yeah.
My brother apparently gets 6. So.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if you pick all the dogs, you're going to be right about one of them.
I've picked the Lions, the Hawks, and the Eagles so far. And the Panthers. The Lions are the only somewhat...
No, Seahawks, Lions. I don't think Seahawks are favored in their division. I don't think the Lions are favored in their division. I don't think the Panthers are favored in their division. So you're at 3.
Seahawks are probably dead money with the 49ers for the division.
You might be right.
Okay, so the AFC South.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, how about those Texans?
Really?
You know what's funny?
Of course.
You know what's funny? In the NCAA, in the NCAA, the South rules everything.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, every southeastern team is absolute dog doo-doo.
Hot trash.
Yeah.
Like, just trash.
It's rough. It's hard out there. I'm going to say Jacksonville here. I think Texans are in the basement. I don't know what Indianapolis is doing. Anthony Richardson cannot, like, he is, don't get me wrong, his physique is phenomenal. Like, he is so athletic, but just like Justin Fields, you got to be able to throw the ball. And it doesn't seem like his problem is inaccuracy. It seems like he's too accurate in throwing the ball to the other team. So
I have the Jags.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Jaguars.
The Titans called the Texans.
I don't think the Titans are going to be good because they have 3 quarterbacks. And you know what they say?
I never said they're going to be good, but they're going to finish second place in that trash.
You stepped on my line. But when you have 3 quarterbacks, you don't have 1.
Yeah.
So I can't even figure out who's going to start there. Is it going to be the veteran Tannehill? Is it going to be Malik Willis? Is it going to be Levy? I just don't know. All right, AFC West. Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, basement. Maybe Broncos, basement. I don't need to get into this. I'm going to talk about it all year. But Chiefs, Chargers.
I don't even want to talk about that division. I'm going to go Chargers.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think Chargers take it. I think.
Oh, my God. You're so on Justin Herbert's jock, man. I swear. Every year since he's been there, every year since Justin Herbert's been there, Wes has picked the Chargers. Even like his rookie year when he wasn't starting, Wes was like, Herbert.
Yeah, Chargers.
But I mean, with that group though, right now, I would actually say that's not an insane pick. That isn't crazy.
They're in the same division as the Super Bowl champions. How is that not a crazy pick?
I'm going to say the Broncos and the Raiders wind up with the same
record.
Wind up tied in the bottom. I think they're going to be like 7 and 10.
So
that is generous. That is very generous, actually.
So none of us have a redemption season for Mr. Unlimited?
I think that division is stacked.
Yeah, that division is really stacked.
And I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the Broncos now that they actually have a coach.
Sean is a much better coach than Josh McSuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay. Oh, I don't know. It's probably going to be the Chiefs. I just want it to be the Chargers.
Okay. Lots of Justin Herbert stands here.
I know. Well, and I'm tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes' face.
You guys thought that division was tough?
Nobody
Chelsea
wants anymore.
Wes, you guys thought that division was tough? Let's take a little trip out east. And let's take a look at the Jets, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Buffalo Bills. I think this is just as tough as the AFC West. No? West, please, go ahead.
Why the Jets? Because they have Rodgers.
They have the best cornerback.
He's old.
They have arguably the best cornerback in the NFL. They have one of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL. They have a great linebacking core, one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. They have one of the best young wide receivers. They signed Aaron Rodgers' favorite receiver. They brought in Dalvin Cook at running back with Aaron Rodgers. So,
who's their coach?
I just told you, one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, Robert Saleh.
No, their head
coach. Robert Saleh. I don't know how many times I'd say Robert Saleh.
You said defensive coordinator.
Yeah, because he got his name from being one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, and his defense has been decent. The record may not have shown it, but the defenses have been good.
I can't. Anything led by that D-bag, I'm sorry. I can't give them the benefit of the doubt. So no.
Okay.
So, I mean, who are you going with? The Bills?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
Okay. What about you, Chelsea?
Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. Patriots are definitely just...
Matt Jones is not that guy. And he seems like such a... It's his face, right? He's got such a punchable face. Like, if he didn't have such a punchable face, I would like him more. But Matt Jones just has that rich white kid punchable face. And I can't get over it. Like that. Like,
that's sad.
Yeah,
that's sad.
I think the Bills are going to go deep this year. I think they're going to... I want to say they go to the Super Bowl this year.
Okay. The Bills. You heard the joke that's going around, right?
With Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen has a breakout year.
So in their building, they have a picture of the Bills holding up the Super Bowl trophy. Famously lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Sad.
Yeah, and have not been back since. All right. Last but not least, the AFC North, the controversy division, right? So you got Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm actually a closet Steelers fan this year. What? I hate the Steelers. Hold on, I hate the Steelers, what? To be very clear.
I love Steelers.
But to win the division, closet fan, but I'm picking Baltimore. I just think the Steelers, I think Mike Tomlin's probably the best coach in the NFL. I really do. I think he gets a lot out of players that maybe aren't the best. I think Kenny Pickett is a little bit scrappier than people give him credit for. I think Pickens is amazing at wide receiver. They're pretty stacked team. I think Najee Harris has a comeback year from last year. Defense is decent. They're an older defense on their last legs, but I do still pick Baltimore here. I can't wait to see Cleveland finish bottom of the division and continue to pay their quarterback that is a serial assaulter. Well over $200 million.
Yeah, they're gone. They're just
the Browns are eternally in the basement. They're an eternal cellar dweller. I think Lamar Jackson doesn't live up to his contract. I think the Ravens finished third. I think the Bengals. I think the Bengals keep the top spot.
Joe Burrow's hurt. He hasn't taken a snap.
How long is he going to be out though?
I don't know. He could play week 1.
I mean, it says a strained calf.
They're probably just. I think they're babying.
No, I know.
I'm gonna change sports for a moment. You remember who else had a strained calf? It cost his team the championship. It happened in basketball. Who had a strained calf? You guys can't remember?
No.
Kevin Durant had a strained calf, and it blew his Achilles out when they put him in the game. And I think a strained calf might be code for, hey,
Achilles.
We might be a little worried about this Achilles tendon. Let's give him time. So like I said, Wes, I think he could come in week 1, but I also think he could be out for a while.
I don't think he's going to be out that long. Like, he might be out a week or 2, but I still think the Bengals get it done. Steelers in second.
Kyle Allen?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm good at this game. Backup quarterback game.
Yeah, you're good.
So
it's almost like you know about being a backup quarterback.
Well, so I would go with the Bengals as well, but
that's a good joke.
But barring, as soon as you said Achilles, it does give me some pause there.
Yeah.
To move over to the Ravens, but I think even let's say he's out for the first 2 games of the season, 3 games of the season. Like, if he comes back in and he's just Mr. Sunday over there, then I mean, even if they lose the first 3, they could still easily come back and recover with him in there. But
I mean, they did last year. They had a rough start to last year, right? So
yeah. So I mean, barring serious injury for Burrows, that is quite the tongue twister. I'll go with the Bengals, but I do see number 2 being pretty close behind is the Ravens.
Yeah, Joe Mixon just needs to stay out of controversy.
I just don't see Lamar Jackson living up to his contract.
He doesn't have.
I don't think that's fair.
He doesn't have receivers is the biggest issue there. They signed, who'd they bring in this year? This one I forgot. They did bring in a pretty good wide receiver this year. And they got Mark Andrews at tight end. If someone has their depth chart up and can give me that receiver they brought in. Speaking of the Ravens, too.
Wasn't
they had
Mark
a
Andrews already their tight end?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To pair with Mark Andrews, they brought in a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Ravens and their roster, will you guys give me who their wide receiver is? R.I.P. Alex Collins. We didn't say anything about that. Alex Collins was one of the running backs on their team. I thought he was just a ferocious runner. He also played for the Seahawks. I thought he was so fun to watch, and it's really, really sad story that happened a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So who do they have at wide receiver?
Zay Flowers and Tylan Wallace.
Was it Zay Flowers that they brought in? That might be who I'm thinking of.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Need the old lady glasses over here. Okay. Rashad Bateman.
They've had
Odell Beckham. Zay Flowers.
Okay. So probably Odell Beckham is who I'm thinking of. So they brought in
I feel
somebody
like
for
Odell's almost more drama than he's worth right now.
I think Odell is washed personally, but
yeah.
But I'm on the Ravens. It seems like you guys are against me in almost every division as a team, as a tandem. No. So we'll see how that goes, how that plays out.
I did not agree with at least half of my brother's picks. Like, don't say we're teaming up against you, Fry.
That is you liked Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and in the South, you liked. Well, you said the Falcons, which really caught me off guard.
I had the Panthers.
Yeah. AFC West, you both picked the Chargers. So really, you're just in tandem with the PNW. Because Justin Herbert, Seahawks, and then the Bengals in the North. And then the Bengals in the North. With the caveat, Chelsea says, if Burrows is healthy.
Yes.
I think we both had the Eagles, probably.
So almost, yeah. So almost, but we all had the Eagles.
Yeah,
that was around the world. But so almost 50% of Wes's randos, you agreed with him on. All right, so I'm going to sign us off for a quick sign off. Thank you so much for putting up with me today, everyone. I did my best. I am running low on vocal range today.
Get better.
Thank you. I appreciate it. As always, you can find us at the TheSadFan Podcast Network on YouTube. Follow us everywhere at TheSadFan12 on Instagram, on X, on
Twitter.
TikTok. And we will see you at the game. Thanks so much.